Yo-ho! So we're on the about to leave Istanbul to go to Male.
Yeah, it's little brother. That's you. Yeah.
Dave's got his granola that he's been smelling a lot.
Yes.
Because he's been fasting.
It smells super good. It smells like
Nice.
That's the deck we know.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Cool.
Welcome to Monthly News number 24. So we're currently in Male, the capital city of the Maldives. And this doesn't really look like how you imagine the Maldives, I guess. It's like this big one island with a lot of concrete buildings, scooters, sorry. Yeah, and actually around 400,000 people live on this island, which is quite a lot. And what is actually interesting about living on an island is that you're isolated from the rest of the world. So you kind of need to be quite thoughtful about the resources you have, because everything needs to be imported and exported. And this gives a few interesting things. Well, let me show you. So here they have old jerry cans where they grow their plants. So you don't always need to recycle the plastic. Sometimes you can just reuse it by cutting a few things. Even old water bottles. An old desk chair transformed into a swing. And to hold the paint, you don't buy a new paint container, you just use an old water bottle. Now, recycling and reusing stuff is good to minimize the resources you use, but what's even better is to make sure you don't need it in the first place.
How much?
3.
3.
But no plastic, it's okay. No, I'll take it. No plastic.
Huh?
No plastic. No, no plastic. And shops sell bolts and nuts in bulk, reducing the amount of packaging. But not everything is done very resourceful here. We're going to where are we going today, guys?
Telefushi.
We are going
To Telefushi. What is Telefushi, Jerry?
one big pile of rubbish.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's negative, man. It's a pile of resources.
One big pile of precious material.
Exactly. Get your filthy words out of here, Jerry. Yeah, this one big island is a bit messy. Here all the waste from the city is dumped and burned. And many of it could be recycled, but not in this way. I actually made a video about this a few years ago, watch the link below if you want to see. And they also have all this plastic flowing in from the ocean. And people started consuming a lot of packaging, like in any other capitalistic system out there in the world. And that's the main reason why we're here, to see if we can do something about it or use our knowledge about recycling to help people and educate them to, reduce the amount of plastic waste we make. So together with Parley for the Oceans, we did a collaboration and shipped our recycling workspace container here. And we're now showing people how to do it together with Jerry and Charlotte.
Hey!
Hey, so here's a snack.
Oh, nice, good.
It's coconut sugar. So in the coming days we're going to work here in this container to educate people how to recycle plastic. And they need your help, guys.
Everybody okay?
Yeah, there's still some work to do. We'll make a proper detailed video about this whole pilot project later on. So stay tuned for that one. Right, so now back to the cold, windy, freezing, wet workspace in the Netherlands, where Paul is going to show you a futuristic project we're doing to see, what would the future of plastic look like, and how can we make it more sustainable. It's very experimental, but it's just the first tiny step towards it.
Hey guys, it's Paul. So at Precious Plastic, our main focus is plastic recycling, but we're also interested in the alternative materials that could be used in the future to replace plastic altogether. So Giannis and Marina have been spending a lot of time researching different materials and methods to see what kind of applications they could potentially have. Could you guys tell us a bit about what you've been working on and why you're interested in it?
So we spent the last few months
with some basic material research into biodegradable materials because our main focus is to get solutions for places where we use single-use plastics. So like festivals, to-go containers, certain events, because we kind of came to the conclusion that we can try to change people's behavior about plastics and to collect it better and recycle, but I don't know, maybe we lost a little hope. So we think it's better to give them biodegradable materials. So if they throw them away or at a beach put them like in the sand, that they at least won't harm the environment.
Sure. You guys show us a little bit of what you've been working with, how the results are with the different materials you're using?
Sure. So those two first materials that we decided to focus on are potato peels and wheat bran.
Nice.
So we thought that it would be a good starting point to choose something accessible and pretty cheap and sort of a waste stream, because both potato peels and so potato peels is basically a waste stream from potato industry, and wheat bran is a byproduct
From the flour
from
industry.
flour industry.
And what have you been making with this stuff?
So here we were trying out different processes. So one good thing about potatoes is that there is enough starch in potato skins that could make material pretty hard. So this board was made like with a pretty low tech process, just pressing and heating it.
Cool.
So it's pretty hard, and it doesn't really have anything except potato peels, some water, and I think some extra starch in this one.
Nice.
Yeah. So this was an experiment to make the material more flexible and sort of leather looking to provide some alternative to the leather, but it's still under development. Okay, so the next one here, I tried out sort of different process. This was made with an extrusion machine from Precious Plastic. Yeah, so here's how it looks when it just comes out from the machine. And this was made with the same process with the extrusion machine, but using the mold from pole.
So you hooked the extrusion machine up and injected the potato skin into this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so here we also tried some other process for potato peels, which is a bowl made with a heat press.
And have you tested out using them in normal applications?
Yeah, so we tried out the wheat bran a lot because the wheat bran is actually, we are making it to be edible.
And can you show us how you're making these?
Yeah, sure. We came up with the mold that we can heat ourselves. So we built this little thing with a PID controller like in all the other machines and put 2 hot plates from a normal kitchen stove. We put them under the mold on each side, one. So now we can heat it up to around about 140 degrees.
Cool.
And then once it's heated up, which takes like 45 minutes, we can just keep pressing it. And every bowl takes about 2 minutes.
And moving forward, beyond just this part of the project, what else are you guys hoping to accomplish here?
I think it would be very interesting to open this up once again and go more into more different materials. So from next month on, I will be working on that. I will be trying new materials with other waste streams like tea leaves and coffee grounds and maybe bread. If anyone knows about bioplastics from bread, I would be super interested because it's a big waste stream. And then hopefully at the end of version 4 we will have a bunch of different materials with one like prototype product.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for sharing this with us, guys. Super
Yeah.
exciting. Can't wait to see what happens in the future, what other types of stuff you make.
Yeah, me too.
Cool.
Hello people, this is Mattia, and meanwhile Dave and the others are in the Maldives enjoying some sun and of course carrying out the whole Maldives pilot. I'm left here in Eindhoven making sure that the whole crew runs smoothly and nicely and happily. I would like today to focus on the whole community organization management that we've been going through and learning in the last few months, where we managed to get 40 people in a confined space, working together, living together, and there's a lot of learning going into that. And today I'm going to be showing you what we learned so far and what we are doing to make it better and improve it. So from last September, about over 40 people actually came down to help us out in here. And me and Dave are not really used to work with such a big group. I normally would design website on my yellow van, and Dave would be filming some videos here and there, mostly on his own or with his girlfriend or a friend. And last year for version 3, we had 10, 12 people helping us out for 6 or 7 months. But the jump from 10 people to over 40 people is huge. And me and Dave basically lacked the necessary experience in order to plan ahead and make sure we were ready for this big change. And that's what we've really been learning over the last couple of months. So over the month of December, me and Dave have been working day in, day out to really make sure to design a system and a plan in which people could work as efficiently as they could. And we designed this little tool to help us achieve these goals, and I'm going to show you now how it works. So here is our roadmap, and on the left here you can see all the macro tasks that we have ahead. So you have from machine development to business testing, product design, Precious Plastic website, and so on and so forth. Whereas on the top you have, of course, all the month of the year, and this gives a very tangible understanding of how much time you're going to be spending on a certain project and when that is going to happen, making sure that the whole team is aligned and have an understanding of where the project is going and when. And on the other side, instead, we have the task board or the goal boards. So this is our goal board, and the way that this works is basically divided into spaces in the workspace. So you have the workspace, you have the office, you have the cherries, which are people that are doing all the small little tasks around the project. And the way that this works is basically divided into big macro tasks that we outlined earlier. And these include the shredder, the washing, beyond plastic, extruder, and so on. And beneath there, that's the people that are going to be working on that. And now going on the vertical axis, you have long-term goals, which is what you want to achieve in your time here, this being 3 months, 6 months, however you're here. And then we break this down into more achievable concrete goals on a monthly basis. So what you're going to achieve in the next 30 days. And finally, we have the weekly tasks, which are much more practical, achievable tasks that you want to do in the next 4 or 5 days in order to make sure that you can then achieve your monthly goal and your long-term goals for version 4. So we've been working with these tools for only a couple of weeks, so it's very early to say, but people are back here now in 2019, super excited to achieve their goals, to work towards a very successful version 4 of Precious Plastic. So that's all for me for today. Back to you, Dave, in the Maldives. Make sure to take in as much sun as you can, because here is well cold. Ciao.
Hey, it's Charlotte, not Dave Mattia, and I am currently in the Maldives. I've been helping Dave and Jerry set up the Precious Plastic recycling container, and I'm going to be bringing you the community news from all around the world on this beautiful island. To start off with, I'm going to talk about Bope, which is a workspace located in Thailand, and you might know them from their really lovely colourful coasters which are injected into. But Bope is now making larger objects, so they're making these kind of nice hexagonal trays and these circular trays. And what's also nice is he's actually built a whole new bigger machine to make these bigger products, so really developing the original Precious Plastic blueprints, which is nice. More machine development is Singular Mars in the UK, and they've just built a shredder that actually runs on no electricity, and it runs purely on human power, and it has a hand crank on the side, and you turn the hand crank and the shredder starts to shred the plastic. I really like this alternative energy approach. I'm not sure how much you guys could have shred, but good luck. And Remade Crafts, they're back to making these really nice recycled plastic pens from, I think, HDPE. And basically what Sam does, the guy behind Remade Crafts, he gets the different colour shredded plastics, puts them into this mould, makes a big block in the oven, cuts it into smaller sections, and then these little sections he then turns them onto the lathe to make these really nice organic forms. But what I really like about this process is that instead of the shavings from the pen just going into the bin, he actually is now putting these shavings back into the shredder and then using those shavings to make new pens. So a complete zero waste process, which is really nice. And this is my favourite from this month. This is a workspace located all the way out in India, and they are making plastic beams from HDPE. And so they're actually using these multicoloured beams to turn them into pieces of furniture, such as tabletops and this new stool, and they're going to be put into a restaurant in India, which is really nice. And lastly, as we are in this beautiful place, Precious Plastic Maldives is here on this island as well. Dave and Jerry are currently there, and they are helping to give some advice and tips into the machines. We've got a shredder, oven and injection machine here, and an extruder actually. So we're going to go over and take a look and see what they're doing. Goodbye! Okay, so we are here in the Precious Plastic Maldives workspace. Is everyone working? We've got the extruder, the oven, shredding some PET, and the shredder which has just been taken apart by Dave.
And Jerry.
And Jerry.
Hey guys.
And this is Gordon, who runs the workspace.
Hi.
Do you want to talk to us about this mould that you've got, Gordon?
Yeah, so we made this aluminium mould for plastic eggs. And one of the things we tried to do here was to allow us to hold it closed without nuts and bolts. So just with this simple clamp fitting there.
Nice.
That holds it tight. Also, rather than having to screw into the bottom of the extruder or the injection molder, this one just fits over a small fitting in the bottom.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you want to show us how it's put on?
Yeah, sure. Something like that.
Nice. And then you just clamp it on.
There, yeah.
Nice.
So you'd have had one on each side.
Cool. And these are the eggs that you made?
Yeah.
And what was this made from?
So at the resort we have a big Easter egg hunt every year. And we hide plastic and wooden eggs in the jungle.
Nice.
So the kids can find those and exchange them for chocolate ones.
Cool. Thank you.
Good.
Say goodbye from sweaty Maldives.
Hi Maldives.
And that is all for this monthly news. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, and we'll be back next month, back in October. Thank you very much.